Welcome to the Daily English News program on Azərbaycan Televiziya with the most important events of the day. Gülər Hətamovum. President İlham Əliyev signed an executive order on major overhaul of Bakı, Şamaxı, Yevlax, Potu, Ulaşlı, Şıxlı, Üngütlü, Çərəkə, Çərəcə, Şıxlar, Xəlitli, Yeni Arx, Xacağəbəyli, Xayvoyev, Göyçə region. According to the executive order, 1,400,000 manats is earmarked to Azərbaycan Avtomobil Yolları State Agency to reconstruct this highway connecting 9 residential areas with a population of 14,000 people. 2024 has been declared the Green Rural Solidarity Year in Azerbaijan. President İlham Əliyev signed a decree to this effect, stating that Azerbaijan, as a reliable and responsible member of the international community, contributes to the fight against the consequences of climate change. One of the 5 national priorities for Azerbaijan's socio-economic development until 2030 is defined as the country of clean environment and green growth. The liberated territories of Karabakh and Eastern Nagorno-Karabakh, as well as the autonomous Republic of Nakhchivan, have been declared green energy zones. Azerbaijan aims to increase the share of renewable energy in its installed power generation capacity to 30% by 2030. The unanimous decision to hold such a prestigious event in Azerbaijan as the 29th session of the Conference of the Parties to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, COP29, is a clear example of the great respect and trust the international community has for Azerbaijan, as well as the approval of our country's contribution to environmental protection, prevention of climate change at the national, regional and global levels. It was noted that the presidential administration must prepare and submit proposals for an action plan to the president within a month. President İlham Əliyev signed an executive order on measures to host next QSC competition in 2024. Under the executive order, 1 million manats is earmarked from the Presidential Reserve Fund to the Ministry of Youth and Sports for this purpose. President İlham Əliyev continues to receive letters of congratulations on the occasion of his birthday. President of Georgia, Salome Zurabashvili, sent a congratulatory letter to the head of our state. Regional seminars focused on appeals related to voting rights have commenced. These seminars are part of a joint project between the Central Election Commission and the Institute of Law and Human Rights. Furthermore, efforts are being made to educate and inform the participants of the electoral process. Other activities are ongoing to ensure that coming early presidential elections scheduled for February 7 next year are organized at a high level and are free, fair and transparent.
The activities within the scope of the project are aimed at raising awareness and further improving the knowledge of the members of the expert groups operating under the district election commissions to study and make decisions on appeals of citizens in connection with actions or inactions violating their electoral rights. At the seminar, SEC members and specialists from the Institute of Law and Human Rights, represented in the expert group under SEC, discussed the requirements of the legislation on the consideration of appeals and complaints related to violations of electoral law, the principles of consideration of appeals by district election commissions, and the basis for the activities of the expert groups. The regional seminars, held within the framework of the large-scale educational programs of the Central Election Commission and dedicated to the consideration of appeals on electoral law, are planned to be held in Sumgayit, Ganje, Shaki, Nakhchivan and Masallı, in total in 125 constituencies across the country, covering all members of expert groups of district election commissions.
By the end of the year, 15 hectares of land will be sown in the area near Fizuli Airport. The process of creating 100 hectares of green belts in Karabakh and Eastern Zengezur planned for this year is almost complete. Forest restoration work was carried out on an area of 85 hectares. These figures were presented at the meeting of the working group on environmental issues held in Agdam. It was noted that mines laid on the territory create obstacles to the planting of green spaces. Another 64 mines were discovered in the territories liberated from occupation. 53 of them are anti-personnel, 11 are anti-tank mines. Furthermore, 307 unexploded ordnances were neutralized. According to the Mine Action Agency, about 488 hectares of territory have been cleared. You can get in touch with us by contacting AzTV hotline number 051-511-1956, through which you can report events you encounter as well as share your suggestions and remarks. You can also contact us via our WhatsApp and Telegram accounts. That was all for today. Thank you for being with us. Goodbye.